Patrick, listen, like I says, I got Patrick White here. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna make him do all the talking. Yeah. One thing I'm gonna say, he's a musician. He's been around for a long time.
Mm. And longer than that.
You hear it right here on the big. Like I says, I told you I'm going to start bringing back the interviews and the reviews right here on the big one. Yeah, I says I'm still going to do some throwbacks because I got 10 years worth of interviews, and I've been going through some of them. And tell you the truth, I can't make up my mind which one to play. Whether it's a Chevelle, whether it's a Papa Son, whether it's a Carleen. So you know what? I'm going to start off with Patrick because Patrick, he's got something. I'm not even going to say. I'm going to let him do the talking. Yeah, Patrick, introduce yourself. And I'm telling you, he's gonna keep it real. I might butt in here and then I might butt in. I might butt in because I've got his wife's songs. I mean, I got them lined up, and I've got to touch a couple of his tracks as well. Because another thing, he's a producer as well. I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm gonna let him let out everything out the bag. And like I says, I'm only gonna butt in if I'm gonna play Sylvia's songs from her album. Go on, Patrick. Where you gonna?
Well, good evening out there in Jam Radio world, and a special big up and hi to DJ AB. Yeah, man, it's shows firing, man. Shows doing good. So yeah, I'm Patrick White, the founder, CEO of Walking to Wellness, which is a soon to be an organization where we just promote health and well-being. So to give you a bit of my journey, I was I've been overweight for pretty much most of my life from about the age of 8, probably 8 onwards, so I've just always had an issue with my weight. So I was a big child, let me say, going through primary school, secondary school. Didn't really bother me that much because people, even though, as you do at school, you get the T's and you get the names and all that. But generally, it wasn't anything too malicious. So it wasn't anything that was a real big issue to me. And again, because I was a musician, and like from the age of about 15 or so, I was playing with known artists especially on the church, on the gospel scene and stuff. So that's what I was known as. So my weight was kind of secondary. People didn't really see that as an issue. So yeah. But in the last couple of years, I've taken to doing a lot of walking, and through that, I'd had times when I'd lost weight before, but then it got come back on, and that kind of whole cycle would happen. But yeah, I'd say about 2 years ago, I was just moving more, eating less, because I'm just really truncating the story, because I know time is of the essence. So yes, I've lost in all about 10 stones. So yeah, and most of that has been through walking, just keeping more active, eating less. So yeah, with Walking to Wellness, you can find us on Facebook. That's what I've been doing, is just promoting a healthier lifestyle, just getting out there, especially with what we've experienced since March, the end of March, with the lockdown and the whole thing with the pandemic. I've just been using that time to really go out more, exercise more, and it's not just about the physical, but it's about the mental well-being, my own physical and mental well-being. And I started to post videos just to encourage people just to get out, because I know there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of frustration that was happening. People that I personally knew was going through a lot of that. Not to say that I didn't go through like bouts of, really feeling low, because especially when it came June, July, and it was a whole Black Lives Matter thing going on. There was a lot of stuff that got raked up. So on top of this pandemic we're trying to deal with,
Yeah.
you had the whole Black Lives Matter, which just dragged up a whole lot of things in terms of our history as Black people, which is even in this country, which you start to feel the hurt even more. So I had to walking was really something that really kept me sane, and just allowed me to continue. So unlike a lot of people, I was still losing weight. Well, to be quite honest, you know I would I would kind of yo-yo a little bit, but not too much. I didn't go too far either way. So I was still losing weight, getting out, walking, enjoying nature, just enjoying my surroundings. And in September, I set a challenge. I changed the name of the group about August to Walk into Wellness. It had 36 members. Then I set a challenge to see who wanted to lose at least half a stone or a stone by Christmas, or by the end of 2020. And just loads of people. The response was just overwhelming. At one point, there was literally like it was averaging about 200 people per week joining. So I literally hit 1,000 within, by end of mid-October. End of October, I'd already hit over 1,000 followers on the group, and it's still growing exponentially. And yeah, it's just great. People out walking, just ordinary people like you and I, just out walking, encouraging each other to get out there, and to look after their health and their well-being. So that's where we are. We are going to become a non-profit organization, which hopefully we can just further the message of health and well-being, especially to our own communities and to the people that we know, because we only get one life. You can have many cars, you can have different houses, but what, you only get one body in this life. So we've got to look after it as much as possible. So that's it about that. That's it in a nutshell.
I
I'm
know you.
also a music producer, and worked with a lot of local groups and national and international artists as well. So yeah, was my day job.
Patrick, but listen, you've inspired a lot of people, men and women, right? I see you pop up on Facebook as well, doing a bit of cooking. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
So, how are you finding that as well? You know what I mean? Because it's something that you didn't plan, but you know what I mean. Like I said, you're inspired so many people from all over the world.
yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. As you said, there was. I suppose there's one thing about me always, and I don't. Well, I'm going to say it's God given. I always have ideas. Always, I've always got ideas, and I can always see um, where I can do something, and where there may be opportunities to do something.
Okay.
So even though I didn't know what the response was going to be
Yeah.
exactly, um, I just felt that that God was saying that my season for now is changed, because obviously I've been doing music, left full-time employment to follow my dream, chase my dream, catch my dream, of doing music full time, which I have been able to do, and
Mm,
was doing quite successfully until lockdown happened.
okay.
Um, but then I think that all this was all orchestrated in the sense that it didn't take God by surprise. So he's just saying to me that this season, that season with the music and that, he'll still be there, but there's bigger fish for you to fry now, and that's to push the agenda of health and wellness to as many people as possible. So yeah, I didn't realize it was gonna But again, the virtue of knowing a lot of people anyway over the years through music, through the church networks, that already, it's like there was already a target audience for me to tap into. And that's what I did.
So you got your T-shirt coming as well?
Yeah. I haven't got one on today. I'm
Okay.
repping I'm repping Adidas today, but
Okay.
don't tell nobody. But yeah, t-shirts are gonna be coming because again, it was something once we grew. I thought we need a corporate identity because literally I've had people post on the page that they've met people that they didn't know, but
Yeah.
they recognized each other from being on the group.
Okay.
Literally get together, walk and whatever. So it'd be great to be out and people, because again, everybody wants to be part of something, and again, that corporate identity of having merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever we can do, that's going to be an important part. And I think we'll give people even more ownership of the walking to wellness
I can see,
fund that we've created.
Patrick, I can see you doing like a mini walk marathon. You know what I mean, with all your T-shirts on and getting
Oh yeah.
to
There's
walk.
definitely in the pipeline. It's just so hard at the moment
Yeah,
for
with what's
anybody that wants to put on events or to promote,
mm,
because things take planning. But
yeah,
what's been happening over the last year, it's so hard to. I mean, not to say that you should stop, but it's hard to, because you put in a lot of hard work into planning things, and in a moment it can just get shut down now because of what's happening. So you have to be quite tentative in doing that kind of stuff at the moment. But yeah, definitely, because people are already connecting just through the group, just because they may live in the same locality, same area of connected people, and they're posting now and they're walking together. So friendships, real good solid friendships are being, and relationships are being formed. And so yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great when we can do that even more on a kind of on a mass scale, and visit all the parks, the Cannon parks, the Sutton parks, the Handsworth parks, all those parks, and people get together, and we just walk and we talk and we, enjoy each other's company and get to know each other. So
isn't it?
yeah, that
Isn't it so great though, Patrick, that you did all that just through walking? You know what I mean? Nobody, you didn't have to go to the gym and a regular basis. You just did that on just walking.
yeah, well, yeah, and this is what I try to convey, that walking is free,
Yeah, yeah,
walking. And one thing that was kind of a driving force for me was that I don't know the rest of the plans that's going to happen in my life, or
yeah.
what could happen. There's many people that have had strokes, they're in wheelchairs. We know people like that,
Okay.
and not even necessarily old people,
Yeah.
that that they've had, things happen to them out of their control, and they can't do what they wish they could do, because walking, we take it for granted, because it's just one of those things we can do.
Yeah.
um the moment it's taken away from us, we'll soon see how much we would have appreciated, and missed being able to do that. So my thing is, while I can do it, I'll do it. So that's what I'm saying. During lockdown, I wasn't going to be stayed cooped up in my house when the sun's out shining, birds are singing, and I can be out. Because again, even doing, breathing in the fresh air, all those things are medically proven to help, to actually can alter the state of somebody. Literally just breathing, and you wouldn't think about it, but what happens when people get erratic? Sometimes they get upset and distressed. What do we say? First thing we say, take a deep breath.
Yes.
So again, doing that purposely or intent having that intention of doing stuff like that while you're walking, taking in nice deep breaths and doing that, it all helps your mental and your physical well-being. So yeah, um, that's my inspiration to do it while I can do it, because there may come a day when I can't, and I don't want to be looking outside of a window thinking I'd do anything to be able to get up and just to walk. So
See what you mean?
I'm doing it while I can, and looking after my body. It's free walking, it's free. It does not cost anything to walk. You don't have to go to a gym. You can just get your trainers on or some comfortable footwear and just go out and just, you know, make it regular. Start small if you want to, and then your body will crave it, you'll enjoy it, and then you'll want to do more. Because I was walking at the height of lockdown, I was walking up to 4 hours a day. I,
Whoa.
I was walking. I mean, even this month, because I've been doing a lot more in the gym, to be quite honest, because
Okay.
lockdown, but I've still been walking, and I'm still on target to at least do 500,000 steps by Saturday
Whoa.
for the month.
So what was your target at first? I mean, I know you're probably doing more. What was your target when you first started, or was it just you just was
I
walking?
didn't. I think my first target, and it was only because my phone used to beep me and tell me, I didn't even activate the app. But while I was running my studio and working, it would, like, all of a sudden I changed my phone, I upgraded my phone, and then all of a sudden one night I got home and it was like, congratulations, you've reached 10,000 steps.
Okay.
And then, because that was my daily routine, pretty much going to the studio, whatever, then it would, like, every day say you've done 10,000 steps. So that was that was my first target. In actual fact, I probably was doing more than 10,000 steps then, but it would just notify me at 10,000, and that was it. And
Oh,
I never even looked at the app. I actually never looked at it properly. So it just said 10,000. I thought, okay, great. So that became my benchmark when lockdown happened, to at least do 10,000 within one walk, which for me averaged about an hour 20 minutes, um, just doing that. So that became my benchmark. But then my body just craved to do more and more, and even at that point, still, I wasn't saying, "Oh, I want to beat more than 10,000." I was just walking because I knew that's what was doing me good, and that's what had helped me to shift a lot of my weight, or most of my weight. So I was just doing it. I wasn't really getting hung up on numbers, and that's what I say to people: don't get hung up on numbers. Just get out there, even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Go and have a stroll. Get back home, and then 2 days later, you're doing it some more. Your body's gonna want to do it more.
like
So
I like the way you said that. Your body craved to do more. You know
mm,
that you wanted to go. You like your body was telling you that yes, this is what I need.
yeah,
You
and,
know.
yeah, and I had to get to that point because I wasn't as disciplined during lockdown to begin with. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go out every day and whatever. I'd probably go out twice the first week, probably 3 times, and then I was like feeling good with myself for even doing that. But then, because I wasn't being as active, even when I got home, I had to make that lifestyle choice that I was going to go out every day until my body actually craves it, until it's so habitual that I have to do it. And that's what can happen, because, as you know, anything that you feed your body, it's going to crave.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you feed it sugar, what's it going to crave?
Mm,
You
mm.
know, if you feed it health and well-being and exercise, what's it going to do? It's going to crave whatever you put into it. So, and that's where I had to get it to that point that it would be a habitual, and it has been in every season that's happened, autumn, winter. I still I still walk. Obviously, I'm a sun worshipper, so I love the sun. But you know, but
But-
I've learned not to be circumstantial. Like, oh, it's raining, I'm not going out today. Or, we all get days, and I've had days. But again, the Walking to Wellness family have kept me so accountable without them knowing. They
oh,
thanking me, and I'm thanking them because there's
yeah.
sometimes guys would be out in the morning, the sun's not even out yet. It's like, winter, and it's like literally still dark, and they're out walking and
Okay.
post some videos, and I'm there lying in my bed. And I says, nah, gotta get out there. So I've been drawing as much inspiration from, other Walking to Wellness family members as much as they've been getting inspiration from myself. So it's a perfect combination,
And, and,
really.
and Patrick, I like your honesty as well because you pop up on Facebook and you say things like, "Whoops, I've had two Mr. Kiplings." Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because some people wouldn't say when they've kind of have done that, but
Yeah,
you've come up and then I see the group still, like you say, they're still encouraging you and says, "Oh yes, yeah, it's nice to have a little nibble here and there, or it's
yeah,
nice to have a little sweet things now and then."
yeah.
And then,
But well, yeah, because again, it's I don't demonize food,
yeah,
and because the thing is, as you like for myself now, we all know that sugar, especially excessive sugar, is not good for us.
yeah,
It's almost a silent killer. But you take that away from somebody straight away like that, then it's gonna cause more problems later down the road because they're gonna crave it, and then they're gonna go over it even more. So yeah, so I still like a little sweet treat. I don't even class it as treat. If I feel like it, then I have it, and I do make light of it because sometimes people can spiral into this guilt thing where, oh, I've had this, I've had that, and then instead of like even picking themselves up and saying, "Cool, that was then," and carrying on, it kind of spirals, and then they end up more. But my thing is moderation.
yeah, yeah.
Don't have what you want, but have it in moderation.
Mm.
And it's really not rocket science, as I've said before. If you watch all these weight loss programs and talking about health, the message is always the same, no matter what techniques they use or whatever, what information, and that advice is to eat less and to move more if you
Mm.
need to lose weight. And it's as simple as that. I can't put it any more simpler than that. But yeah, you know we all we all have our little treats and our little things like Christmas. I think I put on about I think I put on about £4. Me
Okay.
and me and, me and Quality Streets became the best of friends.
Okay, all right. But you've made up for it now. But like I said, Patrick, I like the way you put you put your stuff together, especially on Facebook. Because I've seen you've gone out for your walk. You've either met up with someone else or they've met up with you, and then you get back home, and then you're in the kitchen. And you're honest of what you're eating as well.
Mm,
And your portions. Putting it together, and you're telling people where. I'm not going to name any shops, but you're saying, "Oh, I've got
yeah,
it
yeah,
from here. I
yeah,
got it
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah, yeah.
go here." And I think and that's why you group. I think that's why your groups have grown as well, because the honesty has come out of the way you're doing your walks, where you're doing your walks. And I've seen people from, I think it's Australia or somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh, get
Australia,
yeah,
Malta, Philippines, America, and
yeah,
Jamaica, Canada, France, Italy, Portugal.
yeah. All kinds, all over the world have done,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
and just
yeah.
So it's seen by you just getting up and walking. Um, it's done you well, and it's done other people as well.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what I want to do because my heart, and I think that's why the group's grown, because it's my genuine passion to see everybody live their best life and to be as well as they can. And that's why sometimes I may even come across a bit brash and a bit, you know, as I say, no, I don't have no filter when it comes to certain things, but you can't, because it's your health and your well-being. As I said before, there's hardly, there's not much people that probably live in the same house from the day they were born to the day they die. At some point, they transition, they buy houses, um, cars the same. It's very rare that a person that may have passed their test at 17 or 18 is still driving the same car when they're 30 or 35, always looking for a new car, for whatever reason. But our body, that's the one thing that we were born with and we're going to have for the rest of our life. So we have to look after it the best we can. So, you know, excuse me if I seem a little bit straight, but because I know, and I wish I had somebody that would have given me tough talking, because again, that's another thing. People see that you're talented, because the amount of people that have said, "When were you that big?" Or you just didn't, because they saw me as a musician,
Okay.
whatever, and so we tend to see the gifts that people have, and the talents, and then then we'll praise them for that, and without anybody really saying, you know what, that's all great, but you need to look after your health,
Yeah.
because you know without having proper good full health, the rest of it becomes a bit meaningless, because you can't spend it if you have a heart attack or you have a stroke, and you haven't got full bodily function. So looking after ourselves, once we make that priority, everything else will fall into place.
How does your family feel about it? How does your wife and your big people around you now? You know,
uh,
how are they looking on Daddy?
uh, I don't know. I suppose they're like, you know what kids can be like, your own kids. They'll quit, like today I had on a top that was a bit too small, They were very quick to tell me not to wear that outside the house. It wasn't my top to begin with anyway. It was my youngest. Ended up in my possession, but yeah, I think they're happy. But and I think probably with my friends more, to be quite honest, you know what it's like. It's probably more their friends who
Okay.
have known me that have come to the house for years and have known me. They'll
Yeah.
be the ones that like, oh boy, your dad, man, he's like, So, and you see their reactions when you do see them as well.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think they're happy. I think my wife's happy. So yeah, so it's
So,
all
so would you
it's all
would you
it's all
would you
good.
would you say your wife's got a younger husband? Huh?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, but I
And
think she's
what's the reactions of your friends that you've seen so far?
well, because of lockdown. I
Yeah.
hadn't, a few I saw during the first easing of restrictions, like in July.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, people are just surprised, and more now things are opening up, and people in my area that I know very very well. Like there's one guy that keeps on having to second guess. Like, is that Patrick? It's just like, because and he's known me for years, and we live literally not far from each other. And I think it's quite funny, because I can understand. But yeah, people are like, even tonight I was at church tonight, and it's just like, I think I got up from around the keyboards, and like they were just making comments, because we've not seen each other for other than on social media. So again, I think people actually see him in the flesh. It's like, wow, kind of thing. And I guess I'd be the same, and I have been the same with other friends who have like lost, loads of weight. It's just like, wow, you just keep on steering. I mean, I saw my wife's line manager one day. Well, no, we both saw her, and then my wife had a meeting probably a day, 2 days later, and she says, can you just apologize to Patrick for me when you just tell him I'm sorry, because I don't think I heard one word he was saying, because she couldn't believe what she was seeing, the changes that have happened in my body. She was, and I did catch her actually staring at times, and you just saw. I think for people that have known me for a long time, it'll take a little bit of getting used to, but hopefully social media's helped with that, because they've at least seen, and they've seen some pictures, so it won't be all the way shock.
Okay, then. Patrick, listen.
Let's not abuse our bodies, but look after it. Yeah, and it'll serve us well. We look after it, it'll look after us.
Thank you, Patrick. And like they always say, behind a successful man, there's always a successful woman. So I'm definitely going to finish off this part of the show with his wife's 2 songs, Fill This Place and He Reigns. Patrick, thank you for coming on. I look forward when you come back on again.
DJ AB, shout out to yourself, big up yourself, and we'll catch up again soon.
All right, then, take care.
Okay, then, blessings.
Lift some weights for me while you're down there, yeah?
Yeah, I will do. They may be very light, but I will do. Okay then, man. Take care.
Then, take care. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. That was Patrick. Weight lost.